How long have humans been on this planet? When was the first refrigerator made? And when did the first supermarket open? Humans have been around for 2 million years. Refrigeration was first invented in the late 1700s, but didn't really come to households until the mid 1800s, if not later. Supermarkets, the first one was opened up in Missouri. It was a little Piggly Wiggly, I believe, in 1918. If humans have been around that much longer than these marvelous technologies, how did humans survive harsh winters? How did humans make sure that their food lasted in times of famine? That's what my page is about. This is a technique that people are forgetting. These ways of storing food for these youngsters seem crazy. The comments that I delete daily would blow your mind. You would think anybody older than 5 years old at this point would remember what happened in 2020 when the toilet paper left the shelves. How insane people got. Fighting, arguing, hurting one another over toilet paper. Can you imagine what it's going to be like if there's a food shortage and you don't know how to preserve the food that you have? We've had plenty of power outages in America. We've had grids go down before. Our technology is struggling to keep up with our population. All right? We see this all over the place, all the time. All these train derailments, poison that is now going into the earth, that is going to be affecting our foods in the next coming years. So how do you take care of stuff like that? How do you ensure that you're not one of those people that are affected? Well, you learn how to preserve food. What am I doing right now? Some of you are going to know. Some of you have no clue. You think it looks disgusting and you're wondering why am I squishing food with my hands? I'm making kimchi. Now, kimchi is a staple food in many parts of the world. It originated out of Korea, and it is one of the reasons people survived. In Germany, they love sauerkraut. All of these foods are fermented. If you enjoy cheese, cheese is fermented. You like yogurt? It's fermented. A lot of foods that we eat today are fermented. And it's just a way of preserving those foods for a longer shelf life than they would have normally. Many people think that they can just shove a seed in the ground and call it good, and they can grow a vegetable garden and life will be merry and they'll survive if there's a problem with our supply chain. Take it from someone who started her own garden for the first time last year. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand your soil biome, your microbiome of the soil. You need to understand what pests are good, what pests are bad, and learning to adapt without using pesticides. Did you know that some plants take years for you to get seeds? That's not an exaggeration. For example, my family loves collard greens. Collard greens don't produce seeds right away. You grow the plant, you leave it alone. Next year, it will produce flowers, which will produce seeds. So in the third year, you can finally plant seeds from your own plant. 3 years. Do you have enough food to last you for 3 years while you're waiting on your plants to grow? Many people don't know how to go out and scavenge for food. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to process food. They don't know how to use every part of the animal. America, in general, is a 2-step forward, 1-step back kind of a country. We get these massive increases in technology and resources, and then something happens, right? Right? We had an amazing prosperity time before the collapse of the stock market in the 1900s. A lot of people lost everything in 2008. And people don't think about that. They don't look outside the box. So while you sit here on my page and you call me fucking crazy because I am learning and helping others to learn how to preserve food, I'm looking at you like you're the crazy one because you are relying on somebody else in the hopes that everything goes right. There's no hiccups anywhere along the way. That to me is nuts. I don't like putting my livelihood, my family's livelihood, in the hands of somebody else, especially not a government entity, the supply chain. Ukraine is the bread box of the world, you guys. It's where almost all of our wheat come from. What do you get now in the stores that isn't made in China? And we're about to go to war with them too. I'm not making this post to be political. I'm making it to open your eyes to why people make food to preserve. Why I have a year or more supply of food in my cabinets. It's not for shits and giggles. It's not because I do this for fun, although I do find some of it to be quite entertaining. I do it so that I can pass this knowledge on to my children and to others who find this stuff to be fascinating and knowledgeable. If this kind of content isn't for you, God gave you some fingers. Swipe, scroll on, find something that does interest you. For the rest of us, we will do what we like doing, and if nothing ever comes of it, fantastic. I don't know a lot of people that actually are praying for the end of the world. That's definitely, even though I think I would make it, that is not something I would want. I enjoy being able to flip on a light switch and get power. I enjoy sitting down and watching TV or scrolling on my phone. I don't want the end of the world to come, but I certainly don't want to be unprepared if it does. Have a good day.